Marvin. Hi dear. Hi Ali, how are you?
Oh, I'm okay. A bit tired, Marv. How about you?
Yeah, that's good. I'm fine. I've just eaten something and just got myself a drink. We won't be too long on this, Ali, so don't worry. We're not going to be too long, and I'll take the lead, obviously, on a few things as well. Just to
Are we live now?
yes, we are. We've got.
You always do this to me.
Yeah, I know. Keep you on your toes.
Oh, God. I didn't have any toes last week.
So we're just waiting for a few more, because there's obviously we're on Streamline Investigations. We're just waiting for a few more people.
Yeah, I can't get up on screen again. Isn't that stupid?
Really?
Yeah, I put it on Streamline Investigations live and nothing.
Right, it's we're definitely up and running now. I don't know whether you want to see where you can search for it, Ali.
Well, I either that or I've got the overview on the head trauma stuff, so I can keep that on the screen. I don't think, and I'm not techie, so I can't divide the screen into one rod of subjects and the other.
No, that's fine. Don't worry, because like I said, if any questions do come up,
we're going to have some help, hopefully, by the end of the month.
Yeah. Oh, that's brilliant. That's even better. I'm just putting a message in because we've got 3 people in there. Welcome to Streamline
Investigations.
Yes. Yeah.
And subscribers.
Investigations.
Are they subscribers or not yet?
Some are, and some are not, and some of them are, and you know, completely sort of new here as well, which is great.
Oh, great.
Yeah. Welcome to Streamline Investigations.
Well, this is the first live, isn't it, on there?
Yes, it is. Yeah. So we're going to continue.
We have to celebrate it somehow.
Yeah, I do. Welcome to Streamline Investigations. Right, that's absolutely brilliant.
Half a prawn sandwich will go.
That would be absolutely lovely. So what I wanted to do first was just find some information that I'd wanted to go into on the Jay Slater 1 second head injury. Just bear with me.
Right,
okay. Head trauma AI. Right.
I've sent you over the translation in English from the Spanish so-called autopsy, but we've got to get that one verified, I think.
Excuse me. That's absolutely fabulous. Right. So I'm just going to go into some information. What it was, Ali, was what were the injuries to Jay Slater? Just a quick overview. So Jay Slater's death in Tenerife was caused by a severe head injury, likely the result of a fall. The inquest heard that he suffered extensive head fractures and fractures to his pelvis and hip. These injuries were consistent with a heavy fall from a height, potentially landing on his head, according to the BBC. A consultant forensic pathologist believed there were no other injuries suggesting an assault. Elaboration, cause of death. The inquest determined that Jay Slater's death was due to a head injury, according to the Bolton News and the Pacific findings of the autopsy consistent with a severe traumatic brain injury. Sorry, Ali, did you want to say something?
No, carry on, Marvin.
Yeah, sure. Nature of injuries. The head injury was so severe that the forensic pathologist believed Slater was likely unconscious immediately. That's odd. The pattern of injuries, including fractures to the head, pelvis, and hip, suggested a fall from significant height. No evidence of assault. I mean, I was quite a bit wary on this. The forensic pathologist stated there were no injuries suggesting an assault or that Slater was restrained. That was it. So that's the overview.
Yeah, but he didn't have all of his body there, did he?
No.
We're missing vital organs, believe it. So, I mean, I've also got a few kind of queries on those fractures, and it says that it's a sharp force trauma. So that kind of isn't just a fall from a height. That also includes other things, and we need to go into that deeper. And it's not my speciality.
Okay.
I'm rheumatology.
Sure.
But I have got somebody, as you know, that came here on Monday.
Yeah.
And they're going to come on a live later on in the month to go through it, unpick it all. So we can see it in a better light then, and hopefully we've got the English toxicology report as well by then.
That's that'd be absolutely brilliant, because like I said, at least then we can break it down with a team of us and sort of look into everything that has not really been discussed, because because like I said, even though we've got one which was online, we don't know how much truth is actually in that.
You mean the Spanish one, do you?
Yes, the Spanish one.
Well, the Spanish one is actually written by a lawyer. I found that this Marie, what's her name? Oh gosh, lost it now. Well, Maria, her name is. She actually came on the scene, and she's a lawyer that's got a office in Adige in Tenerife, and also one in mainland Spain, in where do I want to say, Madrid. It is Madrid.
Yes.
We've got the addresses. So, I mean, I don't know why a lawyer is writing up an autopsy report. That would, especially with other interests, but then I'm always suspicious of everything. So, you can dismiss me if you like.
Is there a possibility that lawyer got it for somebody on behalf of someone from the court? That's a possibility, isn't it?
Well, it is, except that it came through a creator, that it was the official Spanish report. I can't verify it as yet.
Until you've seen your copy. Yeah.
We've had it translated, and I'm waiting. I have asked the coroner in Lancashire, and we have a direct line with them now. 2 days ago, you've got a copy of that request. I asked for one on the 2nd of June, and I reminded them also on Monday after I had my visitor. If you can please furnish us with the details of the autopsies, please, and the toxicology reports. So we need to get that, really. And I as I say, was it yesterday or the day before? I copied you in. We've got a telephone number. I mean, I've been in contact with the coroner's court all the way through, and they are aware, and we have the receipt. They've received everything from us to have a copy of it. Now, the new coroner has only been in this post since the 1st, which was, is not. It's the 11th today, so only 11 days. So we've got to give him a chance to have a look at it all. I don't know what backlog he might inherit, or we haven't got a date for the continuation of the inquest, which is necessary. And they've got a problem, because if all of his organs aren't there, they need to look into that a bit more.
I'm just wondering, Ali, why hasn't it been a sort of a topic of conversation? Because that's been quiet for at least a month or so. We haven't really heard anything, or probably even longer than that, on this subject. And like I said, I think the family haven't come out with something. I know Debbie or Warren hasn't said, look, they've received, the rest of, his bits coming back.
Yeah, but I was actually speaking to somebody, I can't remember when, a couple of days ago, I suppose, who is also a member of the Streamliners, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And she said they're waiting on another case similar. I can't remember the name of the person, but they haven't had the stuff from that one yet either.
Mm-hmm.
So are they waiting on Jay Slater before they put the other one out? I have no idea. I mean, we're in the hands of the law here.
Mm-hmm.
So we can only go by what we've got and what's been verified. I mean, I have got the overview of the head trauma, and there are the forensic pathology we haven't got yet.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got to wait for that, because, skull fractures and patterns provide valuable insights into the circumstances surrounding the traumatic event, which aids in the reconstruction of incidents. So they do try and reconstruct things, and the identification of weapons and demographic factors. And we've always said we don't know what the velocity is. We don't know how far or exactly the positioning of the body. We need to know that because of the impact and what the rest of there was a fracture to the pelvis, I believe. We want to know whether that was shattered or whether it was in certain pieces. Until we get that, we can't really say. And we are onto it, obviously, because I've managed to get the neuro hospital to agree to let us have somebody from there who actually saw to myself when after my head injury, so we can speak through that when we've got all the facts.
Yeah, I think, Ali, there's so much suspicion, basically, in this case, is that I understand why we have to be very, very spot on, because, like I said, we've been looking into this case for a very, very long time now, and we know how it is important for Debbie and Warren to get the answers they deserve, and not go away and happy thinking that they didn't, one, get justice for Jay, or secondly, the truth into what really happened to him. And I've been listening to Duncan the last sort of couple of days, and he's repetitively saying it's very, very important that obviously the new coroner has all the information, and all we can do is send things in and hope he reads them and digests them and takes them in so he's more versed with the case.
I mean, it's the mechanics of it, it's the anatomy and the forensic science, which is going to play a huge part in this. The age of the boy, well, we know he was 19, would have been 20 now.
Yeah.
We know how tall he was and the weight of him. That all goes into how that fall or injury occurred. And until we get that, we can't surmise. We can guess, but there's no good guessing, really.
No.
Not on this case. No.
Do you
it's
think
important to get the absolute facts.
When you heard about obviously what happened to him, his head trauma, were you, obviously I know you've got some background in medical fields for a very long time, and you have been talking to an expert. What was your just overview on it? Did you think there was more to come? I always thought that is that it? Is that what they're going to tell us? Because they never really sort of went deeply into, like I said, the facts, what you've just mentioned. Did his pelvic shattered? How many bones were broken? Because we've got to look into this, because this is very, very important.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's kind of gathering all the evidence together, and that will be evidence which you can't argue with.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, it was something that Wax said, and for those of you that don't know who Wax is, go and have a look at his channel, because he's fantastic.
Wax Unfiltered, yeah.
He said something about he could have been pushed, and I thought to myself, that's strange, that rings a bell. So I looked it up over the weekend and found that the great Mark Williams Thomas had actually got a contract with Candor Productions, a film company.
Okay.
And they had agreed to run a film on it. I don't know whether it actually goes with Jay, but it was called The Push. But then when the queries started coming up about Jay's death, they pulled it from him. So he didn't go, but he'd already just been to Tenerife. And that I always think to myself, well, was he pushed? Was he pushed somewhere?
Yeah, it's quite bizarre because, like I said, we were talking about it a few weeks ago about, like I said, boats can actually get to the beach, to that Masca beach. That can be easy. Then they can, basically park up there, moor there. Do you know what I mean? Be tied up there and go on to that beach. And also, we've heard of buggies and people going there down on bikes and stuff like that, and also these unknown tunnels as well that we don't know about. I do think there's a lot which we haven't uncovered on this case.
I sent you a picture yesterday of the water taxi that goes right onto the jetty at Masca.
Yeah, I saw that.
Is golden red, golden black. We found that, and we found another red boat which appeared to be collecting something from the jetty at Los Cristianos after the altercation on the beach. But we haven't identified that boat yet because the film is actually a bit scary and it's all over the place. But
I got you.
I might get you to have a look at that because I'm no good on boats, really.
It's Ali, talking about MWT. I've put a video out on Streamline Entertainment. It's for tomorrow. You obviously you're a full member, so you can watch it. But it's actually, and thank you very much. But like I said,
I want to watch you again, Marvin?
Yes, you do. And so MWT, apparently, what he's said, he's come out with a video, said that his podcast is going to be tomorrow and Friday. He's going to do it over 2 days.
Oh, really? Well, we must watch that then.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see whether, like I said, he is going to mention like the head trauma or bring up stuff, because what I've found is in his discussions with the other podcasts, he never really sort of went deep into anything which the public and the streamliners want him to talk about. It's like I said, the Maruba, the beach incidents, him coming out of a nightclub and basically, walked away on the shoulder of one of the Mali lads, though the eyewitness said he was walking away too. I mean, Mali can white people say
Somali, it means Somalian.
Yeah, but also Mali means gang members as well.
Oh, does it?
Yes.
Oh, there you are. That's something new I've learnt tonight. But interestingly enough, they said Ayub hadn't met MWT. Well, actually, he did. MWT collared him because we've got that. So whoever put that out yesterday is wrong. MWT actually said on live that he had spoken and met Ayub.
Yeah, and
he was looking for the other guy.
Yeah, but also they WhatsApp each other as well. He actually said that.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, crikey. Okay. This gets really stranger and stranger as you go along, doesn't it?
It is kind of bizarre because, like I said, I do know, people who've actually been following the case at the end of the day, I do think they think, what the hell is going on here? Thinking the same things we're actually thinking about. Is there a connection here?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to comment on that, Marv. The thing is that I sent you over a film today, which people, I think you're going to put it out, on how the drug systems work, and it's actually come from the authorities. I haven't seen it before. It is new, so if somebody's interested in it, it's about a drug baron.
Okay.
That, they still can't find £200 million worth of drugs, and he's been inside. He's done 7 years of 15, I think, and he's only had to pay back £1,700. Well, I worked that out. He's still gaining about 100,000 a year.
Jesus.
And all his food and board paid for. I mean, I don't think the deterrence is sufficient enough if they let them out after supposedly a 15-year jail sentence, and he comes out after 7, and now he's picked up where he's left off.
Yeah, and
he's
then
doing the same thing.
And then a friend of his is holding his money. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it's just beyond belief, really. But if we can get justice for Jay, we will do so, because I cannot see that he was actually at the Airbnb anyway.
Yeah.
I've always said it. And you do go down different rabbit holes. There's lots of rabbit holes you can go to, which doesn't really solve. All we want to know is what happened to Jay. Not whether or not there was a watch involved. I'm not really bothered about that.
Nor am I. I don't think that it contemplates for Jay to be murdered or hurt for this at the end of the day. I've always said to you, Ali, I always thought this was rug related and something got lost. Yeah. And like I said, I do think that Jay got involved with Brandon and Lucy, and that was probably one of the worstest things he could actually do.
We're learning all the time. Every day is a surprise.
Yeah.
I mean, today, for instance, I found out that part of the organised gang is actually a debt collecting agency, and they go round for those that haven't paid their dues. Just like a normal kind of one of our government, you should know about this, Marvin. Government agency that sends debt collectors around to people's houses to collect what rent hasn't been paid or whatever. It's the same with the drugs world. They've got a special group of people, enforcers that go around and collect the money they owe for the drugs. That's just a job. I mean, the whole system is very well structured, really. It's a business.
Yeah, it is a business, and it's quite sad because these dealers who've got these people on the rugs, and if they don't pay, they get beatings, or they end up working for next to nothing, nearly 14, 15 hours a day for these dealers, and they cannot get out of this world. And sadly, a lot of them end up overdosing or hurting themselves, or ended up in mental health institutions.
Yeah, and we've got a great crisis worldwide at the moment with mental health problems.
Yeah.
I kind of forget, and I think people do forget, that adulterating the drugs that they're given or buying, so if they buy a brick of cocaine, I don't know how it comes, but supposing that happens, they adulterate it with things like MDMA and ketamine, so that they get more profit out of the bar of cocaine. Yeah. But adulterating it, and it's only the Spanish people that flagged that up, that the cocaine had ketamine, he had ketamine and MDMA in him, and a psychedelic drug, that if that's causing death, which it would do, with the mixture of everything, and with different people, the height, the age, if they've had any alcohol, etc., it could be that if that has contributed to his death, or whether it be a fall or a hit on the head or whatever, that is actually minimum is manslaughter. So anybody that's given him that or supplied it to them will be for the high jump, I would think. Yeah. And that's quite rightly so. Quite rightly so.
And those who were associated with them, because this Joss, basically said in his report that he'd, split a pill with Jay at the end of the day. So they were getting on it, I suppose, and it happens naturally. But you have to be careful what you're dealing with, what you say, because, like I said, did half of that pill made Jay go a bit too lally and crazy? I don't think so. I personally think that he was spiked. That's my view. Because, like I said,
do. I think he was spiked as well. Whether he'd been packed or not, which is another subject, we don't know yet. But that might be another reason why he died, in partially, and why they were panicking a bit. Was because if anything leaks from the packages that are packed inside of him, and he hadn't been packed before, any leakages or any breakages would go into his system. That would also add to the severity of his condition. I mean, he was no way rather was he kind of aware of things, I don't think.
I mean,
at all.
Yeah, it's that narrative would sort of sometimes fit in. When I've really thought about that, was he packing, or was he carrying stuff internally? It would. You would think. Do you know what I mean? Sort of, if something burst into his system and they panicked and they thought, we're going to have to get rid of him. Do you know what I mean? Because, like I said, he's going to be a liability, and this is going to come back to us. Did they?
Absolutely.
And that's where the beach, the Maruba, had got involved.
That is very, very likely, because they've only got, and checking with my medical friends, they've only got literally about 3 days to actually treat it. But if they get admitted to hospital, which is the place where they would need to go, first of all, the hospital would say, well, how did this happen? And they would automatically call the authorities. But they would also have to test what was inside him, and that can take forever unless they're told. Because you can't diagnose somebody if you don't know what they've been packed with, if you see what I mean.
Yeah.
So that is a great question, Marvin, and I think we ought to take that on board as well.
I think
maybe he was packed.
Yeah, we discussed it before, but like I said, it's sort of the panic. I also did a video earlier on my other channel, Streamline Entertainment, about, like I said, the early morning arguments that neighbours heard of people fighting, shouting, screaming. And I think it was them hatching a plan. And I think some of the stuff that possibly Abe wanted them to do, I don't think Brandon, Brad, and Lucy, didn't want to do them. I've just got that feeling at the end of the day that they didn't want to sort of be involved in, even though they know what happened to him, they didn't want to be involved in anything after that, as youngsters do. Maybe thought, God, I'm deeply involved in this now, and I want out. And obviously, with the heads and the criminality of this side of things, people said, no, you're not going anywhere. You're a part of this case now. There's no way you can just forget about it.
Amazingly, also, that the Airbnb was fumigated within 72 hours by professionals. Now, why would anybody do that? That was before. It was never a crime scene, but it's before the forensic came in and did their swabs and things. So, why did they have a fumigation team in there 72 hours after he went missing? And I never believe he went missing.
That's what I said. It was very bizarre. And we've always talked, Ali, about the missing time as well, because we've always, I think this is going back some months now, we've always sort of thought something happened to Jay Saturday going into the Sunday. And Abe has mentioned, do you remember, and laughed about it, something happening Saturday. Saturday into Sunday.
Yeah, well, funny enough, I've done some work on that fire.
Okay.
And that, I've sent you the film of that. That has actually the place that I believe where the fire was was in Laura. What is it? I've got to find it now. What did I do? Sorry. Yeah. It's in Ladera del Moro in Masca. And that was on the 29th of June, which was a Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy that's been redoing it all, or renovating it all, is English. And I think we need to try and see if we can contact him, because there's only 90 properties in Masca, and they can't all be English. There can't be many English, rather. So we're going to look at that one as well. But the film is actually out there for people to see. I don't think you've put it up yet, but it is available.
I will. I'll definitely put that up. I'll put it up on Streamline Investigations as a follow-up to this. So I can get some more info out there, and it'll be interesting as well. So just about, I think it's crucial. So we've got MWT's podcast coming up. So that's going to be Thursday and Friday. I did put a video out, but you haven't seen it yet, Ali, on Streamline Entertainment. It is sink or swim for MWT, because like I said, if it's something that we've heard before or we already know, but he's basically said, he's informed us that there's information we don't know about, which is crucial to this case.
All right, well, we'll be there listening, won't we? We'll be investigations.
You sound enthusiastic. You know, we could get a timeline from him, Ali.
Well, we'll be lucky, I think.
Yeah. It's going to be.
I mean, we've all been trying our very, very best to get a timeline. I think I've nearly got it cracked, and I noticed that one of your streamliners is fairly near it.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
I haven't been able to do a report yet because I haven't been able to. The only other thing is that we're hoping that to have a live with somebody from traumatic head injuries.
That'll be absolutely. I'm really looking forward to that.
The lady that looked after me after I had the car driven at me, and I ended up in intensive care for 7.5 months.
Yeah.
And this lady looked after me after then, and I had then 5 years of rehab. So, I mean, I'm sitting here with 6 titanium coils in my head. I'm very lucky to be here and have a memory, but she'll put everybody right because she knows her stuff. So I've invited her on.
Brilliant.
And we're hoping to do a live with her. We won't be able to do it till the end of the month when her schedule allows it. So we're going to open that.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine. I'm really, really looking forward to that, Ali. So, like I said, if we do get, obviously, any information on the Jay Slater case, which is new, we'll 100% put that out there of a matter of urgency. But like I said, we ourselves are waiting for more information on, obviously, Jay's injuries and stuff, and Ali's waiting for.
That's important. We can't, guess that.
No.
It's black and white, if you like, on that. Just a couple more things. I bumped into a couple on Saturday, was it? I think so. I was coming out the mobile phone shop because my mobile had been playing up.
Yeah.
And they wanted to pat the dogs, which they did. And I sat down and had a coffee with them. Yeah. And they were from Michigan in America. And their job is head injuries and trauma. And they're staying fairly near me, and they come from Michigan. And that's Trish and Andrew, and they've just joined Streamliners. So there you are. You now have a branch in Michigan in the United States, Marvin.
That's absolutely brilliant. Any support is great. Michelle said, wow, I never thought about Jay being packed. Strong possibility there, Ali and Marvin. Yeah, we did mention it before.
We've gone over it before, but do you know what? The 15th of June, which is only 4 days' time, is the kind of a year to when Jay actually went to the NRG.
I know. I just don't know where the time's gone.
That's a year, yeah. Well, Well, the 17th is the day he's supposed to have disappeared.
Yeah.
Which is 2 days later.
Yeah. It's just incredible.
So that's only 6 days' time. So that is incredible, isn't it? Time flies, and we have to go back over things because there is so much to take on, and the creators themselves must have a backlog of stuff, and that's only one case. This is a huge case, much huger than I thought.
The thing is, with the Jay Slater case, sometimes you've got to go back to go forward. And some of the early stuff, Ali, we've always said it, some of that early stuff, there's valuable information there. Absolutely valuable. And like I said, I've had to delete some stuff where I couldn't hold it all. I've made notes after notes, but I tend to go back. And the other thing is, a lot of the early sleuths, which is on this case, YouTubers, TikTokers, a lot of them in the right early days, even before I did, got some really valuable information on Facebook and different avenues, and we're putting that out. Then I was actually thinking, Jesus, I need to keep that little bit of information. But a lot of vital information has gone as well, and it's very, very important for people to keep it. Like I said, because you never know what's going to happen next.
No, you don't. I mean, I had a message today from somebody that you might remember in Scotland, Danielle, who's just had a baby boy. So congratulations.
Oh, wow.
Danielle.
I've not heard from her for ages.
No. She's just had a little baby boy, Adam. Had a bit of trouble when he was born, but he's okay now. And she got in touch with me today, actually. First time I've heard from her for ages. So just wish them well. And also Phil and Tracy. Phil's just given the NHS for the area here some storage boxes.
Oh, wow.
Which, thank you very much. And they come from the supermarket where he works. So thank you very much. They were donated. And I've been asked to go to a pub.
Oh, wow.
The Davenport pub. I haven't got a clue where it is yet. But apparently, you'll be pleased on this. They also support you, the channel.
Thank you very much.
And the Jay Slater case. And they're great Spurs supporters.
Oh, that's even better. You've made my evening.
I thought it made your evening. But thank you to Phil and Tracy of the large supermarket chain that donated the boxes to the NHS. Thank you very much. It's appreciated.
Yeah, we've got also, thank you for that, Ali. We've also got a bit on Maddie McCann to talk about as well. The thing is, I've sort of taken a back seat because, like I said, I really wanted, that's why I haven't put so much out about the Maddie McCann case, because I wanted to see what, the German police were saying, the Portuguese police were saying, even the English police. I just thought I'm going to look into this because obviously this Christian Bruckner, they basically trying to sort of pin it on him. And I think, is there a reason for that? So they want to close this case down for once and for all. It's a little bit odd to me.
Yeah, well, one of the members of the Tapas 7 is actually in our data bank for the NHS locally. So I'm thinking I might go up and see her because she's one of the wives of the Tapas 7 that was there in Portugal at the time. I don't know that they'll be able to tell me anything, but it might be worth a gate. But I don't know that nothing's been found or delivered, has it really?
Yeah, definitely.
But I still say those children shouldn't have been left.
Well, that is one of the main problems because they were never arrested for it. And the other thing is they knew people in very, very high places, didn't they, which got involved into this case. And obviously the copper that was, the Portuguese copper that was on the case as well. I didn't know actually he'd been done for things in another case previous to that.
Well, you just don't know. Everything's a surprise nowadays, isn't it?
Yeah.
But they could have afforded the babysitting service. I know that I went to abroad with my husband when my little ones were small, and used to take them everywhere in the pushchair. They'd go to sleep even if you were at the table. I mean, that's a done thing on the continent. The children go with the kids, the parents at night. Why on earth didn't they get a pushchair or a pram or something and take them with them to the restaurant?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, kids do have accidents, and if you're not on the ball, a 3-year-old and twins of less than a year old, I wouldn't dream of leaving them.
I didn't realise, going back to the Jay Slater case, I didn't realise the amount of information, because Pam said if I've got a USB, and I goes, yeah, I have now, basically, that I can put a lot of stuff on drives and keep everything, record everything that I've got. But there were channels out there earlier, Ali, a couple of American channels as well, that we don't even hear from anymore, which had some valuable information on their videos, and all of that got taken down, where they've stopped talking about the Jay Slater case, or was scared off. We had Joseph Morris, that was on the Jay Slater case as well.
Very good,
yeah. He was apparently scared off.
Harsh.
Tenerife. Yeah, Harsh was absolutely brilliant as well.
Yeah. He didn't like his language much, but he was okay.
Yeah, I think he was sort of really sort of straight
Rough
talking.
And ready.
Yeah. Then we had Mariana. She was good as well.
Her. Yeah, she was lovely. Yeah. I mean, this is it. There's not many of you left, is there?
No.
Really?
I mean, we've got Wax, Duncan,
Al Don.
Yeah, he's good, and the Irish girl.
Yes, she's very good. I've spoken to her several times.
Yeah, she's really, really nice.
And Miss Deed. Miss Deed's quite good.
Yeah, she is. She is. Like I said, there's still a few of us on there at the end of the day. But like I said, we've got to keep whacking out these videos and making sure that Jay gets justice. I think is really, really important, because I think the next few weeks, and obviously the run up to the rearranged inquest, is very, very important. That the information.
Well, again, they've got my details, and I've asked Monday. I sent them an email, and I've had a receipt for it, saying please let us know as soon as possible. And I know they'll do that.
That's absolutely brilliant. Right, Ali, thank you very much for your support to the channel and coming on tonight. We've got a lot more coming up when you've got some spare time. And you love me, really.
I didn't say that, Mark.
Right.
I won't mention what you said.
Oh no, please don't.
I just hope everybody's enjoying the sunshine. It's a bit colder tonight, but never mind. I'm changing the subject quickly, as you might say. Talking about storage.
Yeah.
I've just ordered this thing. It's from America, but it's on its way. That stores 60,000 videos and pictures and everything else. Yeah, I've ordered one. That's
absolutely brilliant. I think.
Have you heard? You can't get them over here. I heard about it, so I've ordered one.
Yeah, but I've obviously got that backup drive, which will come in handy. Pam says also Mama D as well. She's good. Mama D is absolutely brilliant, Pam.
Yeah,
and she died. Her sort of blowing up about the Maruba and stuff. I thought that was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, well, you know what Maruba means, do you?
No, tell me, enlighten me, please.
Well, I have told you before, actually. I think it went out on one of our lives. It means death.
Wow.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
No. I did know it before, but I thought I'd remind you tonight what it meant.
Thank you. Michelle says, agree totally, Ali. They shouldn't have left, obviously, the kids alone in the apartment. They are guilty of neglect, at the very least, and used to take my children everywhere. Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, they're on good salaries. Why on earth didn't they have the babysitters?
I think they'd done it before. I think they left the kids before and they thought it was going to be all right. And because they were checking them every 20 minutes.
It doesn't go down well with me. Because anything can happen. They can even choke.
Yeah. I agree.
Poor little things.
Yeah. Pam says, all that sounds like a hard drive. I've movies on it, lol. I've one movie on it, lol. Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, I'm sure it'll come in use over the years, though, Pam. I'm sure it will. Right, Ali, we'll call it a night. Thank you very much. And thank you to the Streamliner Investigations. Welcome to the channel. This is our first live, and we're going to do a lot more over there. And for those of you...
Can I just interrupt? Sorry. Yeah. Anybody that joins, I've got an idea. You know these trolls we've got? Yeah. The real trolls, the little trolls, like the mascot things. Have you got any left?
I've got some left, yeah.
Well, I've got some as well. Anybody that subscribes our first night, if they'd like to, we'll then have their details. We'll send them a troll. Thank you.
Yeah. That'll be absolutely brilliant.
They've got their own troll.
Yeah. So yeah, if anyone wants one, let us know. They come with a nice little bag as well.
Yes. And we'll post it. Don't have to pay a penny. And there you go.
Yeah, thank you. Michelle's mentioned Mark Smith is fabulous. Ali.
Oh, really? I've never met him.
Michelle, we'll talk about that another time.
Yeah, please do. I mean, I just think he did really well on the Chris P and what was it called now, when he did the AI stuff, with the songs. What was it called?
Yeah.
I can't remember the song now. That was hysterical. He needs to keep to those things. That's what I say. Definitely. And AI, are you sure you're not AI, Marvin?
No, never.
You're not. You're genuine.
Yeah, I'll never go down that avenue, the AI avenue. I just think you've got to be... Yeah, look, I respect everyone's channel at the end of the day, but when I hear like Mama D speaking and Wax and Duncan, it's from the heart. Do you know what I mean? I respect that. And like I said, with AI, it just becomes the same. And I like hearing people's emotional and being passionate about the case. I think it's really important.
Yeah, it's transparent and genuine, isn't it? You get a feel for it.
Yeah.
Whereas with an AI fake, you've got no feels there, have you?
Yeah. Ellie says Ali sounds so much better than it used to be. What it is that the it was it's a different system, so it sounds a lot better.
Oh, thanks, Marvin. Thanks. What was it, Michelle? Did you say her name was?
Ellie.
Ellie. Oh, I used to have a dog called Ellie. Yeah, she was beautiful. So thank you, Ellie. And it'll be better when I get Mike going, because he's still here.
Yeah, you've got the same mic as me, haven't you, as well?
I do have, but they sent the wrong wiring. But I sorted the wiring out, but I haven't got it all fixed up yet. I've got so much on. It's just unbelievable.
Brilliant. Right, we're 50 minutes in, people. Thank you very much indeed. We'll have a lot more lives coming up over the next few weeks, people, so look out for them. And thank you very much indeed.
Thank you, everybody. Take care. Look after yourselves, and we'll just keep marching on, Justice for Jay.
Yeah, thanks, Michelle. Thanks, Pam. And thank you for Ellie coming in and everybody else. Thank you. Take care.
Yeah, and I think you said I should be able to comment on this live, didn't you?
Hopefully, yeah. You shouldn't have a problem.
Keep our fingers crossed, because I feel really bad. Yeah. I haven't managed to, I normally used to be able to, type you a little note of any questions.
With the thing is, because Streamline Entertainment is getting so busy now with the videos, I thought I need to sort of even things out and do the lives on there. At least we can sort of see what people are saying and comment back. That would be really good.
Yeah, and investigations kind of fits better with me, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's your baby then. Thank you very much.
Wait till I get hold of you.
Right, I'm coming over. Thank you. Thanks, Pam. Thanks, Michelle. Thanks, Ellie. Take care. Bye.
Thank you.